Hey guys, what's up? My name is Eric and I'm the Techy Agent, and today we're taking a look at the Huawei Watch GT. The Huawei Watch GT retails anywhere from $140 up to $180 depending on which model and even color you choose. Purchase links are in the description below, so check the link for the most current pricing possible. For those of you that haven't yet seen this watch in person, it's impressive. It's a heavy watch, quality build design, really great edges. Everything is just really heavy, durable quality on this watch. The only plastics that I could see on this watch are the backing where the optical heart rate sensor sits, and that's really par for the course even with high-end fitness trackers. One possible trade-off is that with all of this quality and durability and heft comes some size, some bulkiness, and just a little bit of awkward weight. If you're someone who's looking for a compact, lightweight device, this is not your watch. On the other hand, if you're looking for a watch that looks, performs, and really just punches about 2 or 3 times beyond its price point, this watch is definitely it. The touchscreen is bright and crisp with lots of great color saturation, and it responds to your touches and swipes instantaneously. It comes with smart features that rival and in some cases even beat the likes of the counterparts that you would get from Fitbit and Garmin, but that's not really what we're here to review today. We're going to be looking at the health and fitness tracking features. The watch comes preloaded with a lot of different sports profiles. Additionally, this has a lot of different built-in sensors to track all of your exercise, including a barometric altimeter for detecting altitude, a built-in accelerometer for detecting motion, onboard GPS with GLONASS, and of course an optical heart rate sensor for tracking your heart rate. So we wanted to test the accuracy of these sensors and this watch by taking it with us into various workout situations, the first of which was the gym. I put this through a wide variety of strength training, lifting, CrossFit, boot camp style exercises to see how the optical heart rate sensor, calorie counting, etc. would perform. Now, as I was doing my workout, I would allow for very little time between sets because I really wanted my heart rate to climb and really get up there to really test this sensor and see if the optical heart rate sensor on board was accurate enough to detect a very high heart rate in a gym-based setting while I was doing strength training. And what I found was that this optical heart rate sensor was typically coming back with numbers at around 110 to 120 beats per minute after I would do a set, whereas the Apple Watch would quickly pick up anywhere between 150 to 160 beats per minute. Even letting the watch kind of rest for a little bit, the Huawei Watch GT just wasn't picking up my active heart rate, and then I would go back to the Apple Watch, and that latency that you get from heart rate after doing a set would be kicking in, and I'd be up to 162 beats per minute, back to the Huawei Watch GT still at 110. So this would not be a watch that I would recommend to someone who's wanting to track their calories and heart rate for gym-based exercise. Additionally, because it does not pair with an external heart rate sensor, so you're not going to get the accuracy in the gym that you're going to need if you want to track those metrics. Now, it's actually not too terribly surprising that this watch did not perform well in the gym in terms of tracking calories and heart rate data, because this has the exact same optical sensor as the Huawei Honor Magic, which also did not perform well, at least not in a gym context, where both of these watches, and especially the Huawei Watch GT, really shined were for cardio-based exercise or GPS-based sports like trail runs, jogging, cycling, those style of exercises. Now, for cardio-based and GPS-based testing, I had to bring in my buddy Don because I am not a runner.
The screen is outstanding. I never worried about the brightness level on it. As a matter of fact, I don't remember trying to control it. Outside, bright sun, I ran a couple of Saturday runs. It was easy to see, super bright. Indoors, same way. It's got kind of the, if you raise it up to see it, you can kind of get the gesture control on it, and it shows you the screen. And it's bright, and it's several faces on it. And I tried about 4 of the different faces. They
In your opinion, the heart rate tracking, GPS tracking, was that accurate?
I compared it with a Apple Watch Series 3, a Vivoactive 3 Music by Garmin, and then I, of course, use this watch. Heart rate was about the same on all of them. I had no issues. It does measure your VO2 max. I found the Garmin and this watch, the Huawei, were similar. GPS, it works really well, but when I got to some of our downtown buildings I would run by, it would go kind of crazy. It followed pretty well. I felt it was still accurate enough that I would be comfortable running with it as an everyday. But once you get back out in the open, it seemed like the signal was better, your maps were drawn better. I did have one interesting incident where it said you need to update the firmware or your GPS is going to go slow or it might be inconsistent. Now, before I updated the firmware, the GPS seemed to be fine. And then once that happened, I did 2 runs without updating the firmware, and it was really bad. Not accurate at all. I was running at that point with the Garmin on one wrist and the Huawei on the other. And the Garmin would hit mile laps about normal, and the Huawei would be at least 100 yards off.
So definitely update when it says update.
Yeah, and I just before we started shooting, I got another firmware update. So that's 2 updates within 2 weeks.
Okay.
So I'm not sure what Huawei's doing, but definitely if you get it, update that firmware out of the box. It does keep track of cadence, which is really cool. Garmin keeps track of cadence. Obviously these guys do. However, like Apple Watch and a few others that I've used in the past do not. So it's nice to see the cadence, and it was on par. It said I was running about 167, 168 is my cadence. So I run on Strava, and I also run on Nike Plus. And Huawei does have manual ways to get your data to export it to wherever you want, but it's not automatic. And I did not like that because I'd rather have it spit it out to something. Strava is usually really good at sharing with people. I just feel they didn't want to work with the API or something. And I actually have all of the runs in the Huawei app, but I did not want to take the time, just because I was testing the watch, I didn't want to take the time to go through their export process because it seemed like a lot of extra work to do it. And I found out how to do it on the Huawei forums. I didn't even find it from Huawei themselves.
So we would give this an F rating for gym-based exercise, strength-based exercise, but we would give this an A+ for cardio-based and distance-based exercise like hiking, jogging, and cycling, as long as you keep your firmware updates current. Based on our use over several weeks, you can expect to get at least 4 to 5 days worth of battery life, even if you're working out with this a few times a week. So this is a rugged, beautifully designed GPS watch at a good price point, well under the $200 mark. So check out the purchase link in the description below. Hey guys, thanks for watching. My name is Eric and I'm the Techy Agent. We'll catch you next time.